Hi, Amin. Nice to see that you have sent us your first two writing tasks. Let's take a look at what you wrote here. The first one is about the enjoyable activity with a child. Let's see what you said. Parents and schools spend a lot of effort to achieve the best skills development for the children. Okay, we never use the word kids in IELTS because it's informal, so we always prefer children or some other synonym. Students, pupils, anything like that would be fine. Okay, and it's not really skill development for children, but it's probably skill development maybe in children. Best skills development in children. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe you could have done something else here, like, let's see. Parents and schools spend a lot of effort to achieve best skills development in children. Yeah, I think in children really would have been the right way to do this. And let's move on. I believe that children who spend, with a D, not a T, because it's present tense, time doing fun and interactive activities can develop their skills more than just reading. Careful with the grammar here. So, who spend time doing doing fun and interactive activities can develop their skills more than just reading can. You need that. It's this parallel structure. You do need a helping verb here. This essay will discuss this issue using examples from Jordanian International University and the recruiting department in Microsoft to demonstrate points and support arguments. Okay, fine. Firstly, reading has numerous benefits. Nevertheless, playing electronic game consoles can develop skills that would be impossible to be developed just by reading alone. This is because when a child plays video games, he or she develops imagination without the, in addition to spatial and cognitive awareness. A recent study conducted by Jordanian International University showed that children who play 2 hours a week on video game consoles such as PlayStation, Wii, and Xbox outperformed who? In psychometric tests. Okay, careful with that. Outperformed children who did not in psychometric tests. Therefore, it is recommended for children to play video games to get its related advantages, which are neglected by reading only. Okay, fine. Let's see. Secondly, lowercase j, just reading could develop students' academic knowledge, but on the other hand, physical practices, that's not really an expression, physical exercise, like collective sports, like team sports, not collective, could develop many other skills like competition, leadership, and teamwork. This is because these sports depend on teams, collaboration, that gives members some opportunities to practice and learn the soft skills which are very difficult to learn by reading. For example, the recruiting department in Microsoft gives credits to candidates who have a weekly practice of a team sport. Okay, therefore, practicing team sports does not end with the physical benefits, but it also extends to developing skills that help the children in their future life. Okay, you said the skills were competition, leadership, and teamwork. Okay, fine. To conclude from the examples and arguments given, I firmly agree that the best way to develop student skills is by getting them involved in practicing enjoyable activities besides reading. The last decade, here, witnessed a trend of practicing activities to develop children's '(S) skills, and this trend will continue spreading worldwide. Okay, Amin, this is a good first essay. You clearly followed the template very well, and you utilized it. I could see it, throughout your essay, and that's fine. That's good. But the thing that I really liked about this essay is that you never forgot to compare your activities to reading. And that's really important. That's something that a lot of students miss, but you didn't. So it's not just about, what activity is good in developing skills. No, it's compared to reading. And you remembered that, and you included it throughout your essay. And so that's really good. That's an important element of task achievement that you have here in this essay. And so I'm really happy to see that. Okay, there were some little things, obviously, but nothing really alarming. I think you're off to a very good start with this essay. Okay, so well done. Let's take a look now at your second essay about schools being entertaining. Let's see what you said. Providing the best education at schools is the best way to prepare for a better future. I believe that providing many different types of activities for schools, students, you could have just said school students, or just students in general, is the only true way to achieve the best education. This essay will discuss this issue using examples from Jordanian International University and Cambridge University to demonstrate points and support arguments. All right, let me tell you, it's good. It's fine. Obviously, there wasn't really a lot that I had to correct. I just thought that this was a little, superfluous. But here's where I have a problem with this introduction. You don't mention anything about entertainment. You say different types of activities, but if I didn't read this, if I hadn't read this, I would have no idea that this essay is about entertainment in school. All right, you simply talked about different activities, and that's very vague, so we don't know what this essay is going to be about. You need to make it as clear as possible. You need to somehow introduce the element of entertainment. You could have just said different types of entertaining activities, and then you would have been fine. It was really that simple. Okay, so keep that in mind, that I need to be able, not just me, but any examiner needs to be able to understand what the question is, exactly the question, and the nuance of the question from your introduction. So, schools have been built to provide education to students, and nevertheless, including artistic activities at school could teach students information and skills that would be impossible for students to learn, or gain, by attending just conventional classes alone. Don't hit enter here. This is one paragraph. So, this should come straight after this. It almost looks like you want to start a new paragraph, but you're not sure, or it's a little strange. So, be careful with that. Believe me, examiners are looking at that kind of thing. This is because participating in acting, singing, and dancing activities at school could be a good cause to make students enjoy attending school, which reflects on an increased attention to the lessons. A study conducted last year by the Jordanian International University showed that students who regularly attend an art activity twice a week outperform whom, again I'll say, students who do not in this is awkward, whole school grades, in maybe final grades or year-end grades, something like that maybe. Therefore, the benefits of participating in art activities at school are crystal clear in enhancing students' abilities to learn. Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about that when we're done with this. Secondly, the most successful school is the school that provides the best education. How about this? The most successful school is the one that provides the best education, and many people believe that providing sports activities at school would help students to receive the best education. First of all, it's a lot of repeated vocabulary. School, 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 best education, best education. So try to vary this up a little bit. Use some, new vocabulary that we haven't seen yet. Even here, the best education, the best education. You're repeating this a lot. So be careful and try to find some alternate ways of saying this. Okay, so it helps students receive the best education. Full stop. That is because maintaining a healthy body for young people, not just young, is the best way to have an active and clear mind that is ready to learn. Again, no return here, just keep continuing on the same line. A recent study by Cambridge University showed that students who practice different types of physical sports at school get an average grade of 12% higher than students who do not. We don't use contractions in IELTS. We write the word fully out. Do not attend any physical sports at schools. Therefore, schools that provide sports activities for students could help students use a pronoun, could help them to get a much better education than other schools. All right, now again, you've used better education. So try to vary it up again. To conclude from the examples and arguments given, I firmly agree that schools should provide different types of activities to achieve an idealistic education result, and in the future, no semicolon here, schools worldwide will spend more effort on entertaining students with many activities. Okay. Again, it's an essay that really faithfully adopts the template, and that's good. You've used it well. You've used it successfully. It was a cohesive essay. It was certainly coherent, so no problems there. Grammatically, it was fine for the most part. Now let's talk about the things that I want you to work on and I want you to be aware of as you're beginning the course now, so that you can have something to improve upon. The first thing is your vocabulary. All right, you have a lot of repetition, so you need to find alternative ways of saying some of these things. Okay. Also, you really miss some opportunities to create cohesion within your sentences by using pronouns. You're not using them, and you need to. You need to make certain things, use pronouns so that you're not repeating some of the same vocabulary over and over again. All right, so that's one thing. The second thing is about the actual task itself, what the question was. The question was talking about schools being more entertaining. So let's think for a minute what entertaining means. It means fun. It means enjoyable. It means lighthearted. Things that make us laugh, funny, okay? Think about like entertaining TV shows. Think about an entertaining movie. It kind of captivates you and, with this kind of lighthearted joy. So that's what we mean by entertaining. This is where IELTS is really kind of indirectly testing your vocabulary. So they want to make sure you understand what this word means. Now, in your examples, you talked about art activities, okay, and then you talked about sports, but where was the element of entertainment? Essentially, all you were really talking about was non-academic courses. So it felt kind of like you were writing a different essay altogether. It's as if you were saying, some people think that schools need to include more non-academic activities, while others think their sole purpose is to educate. Okay, that's what your essay answered. But it didn't say anything about entertainment. Yeah, you mentioned it at the very, very end. You used the word entertaining, but that's not enough. Okay, this idea of entertainment needs to be carried throughout the essay. Just like in the previous one, you carried this idea about reading, this comparison with reading. You did it throughout the essay. You needed to do the same thing here with entertainment, okay? So it did feel a little off topic. It felt like you were answering something different. All right, so it's a good start. Even though, I'm giving you some feedback that you need to work on, it's a good start. But now you have to work on correcting this, okay? So the first thing I want you to do is correct these essays based on my feedback. Secondly, you need to create an error correction list. So you write down your errors and next to the errors what the correct version should be. And then the third thing you need to do is create a new set of essays for us. All right, adopting and kind of applying all of the things that we've talked about, both in the course and in this correction. So send all of that back to us in the next day or so you can keep up your momentum. All right, and I'll be waiting for them. So go ahead, get started, and good luck.